Hey, you guys, it's your goddess Hey Audit. I'm just coming to you guys with this topic because I just need a lot of people, especially those that are melanated and resemble me or may not resemble me, but I know all of us have pride and know who we really are. And even if it's the first step, you really having that deep pride within yourself to know who you are, okay, know yourself. Yeah, this is what the video is primarily about. Especially when you have people or groups of people that have the audacity to think that they own the word they, okay? But let me not go there. Again, people mention things because it's maybe like code so that you can understand what they're talking about, okay? Because in certain society, certain things o- that people discuss, you know, certain people don't like it, so they jump on them because maybe the people are speaking the truth, that those people that jump on them are trying to conceal, have been trying to conceal for a very long time. And, anyways, so I just wanted to make sure that you know why they really be and why they really mad, okay? And it just sends in multiple topics, but this is a big one. Anyways, just I'll be talking about the science behind it. I might round it off with, certain opinions or certain things of that nature. I don't know yet. But the science can never lie. If you trace certain statements back, you have to understand where the source of those statements are coming from because depending on sources, those statements, the source of the statements, those statements or whatever statement is the perspective that the person will give you. You see what I'm saying? So if that's not your ministry, if that's not your story, and if you do not maybe resemble or have the same DNA as certain people, that may not be your story to have to turn your back. But because sometimes people like to twist narratives that, it they will work for their behalf, so they don't have to do much. But that's a whole nother I'm going off on a tangent here, but yes, back to knowing who you are, know thyself. There's a science behind why they're hating on you, sweetheart, okay? And now is the time to come to that knowledge. And even if you don't completely understand it now, hopefully as time goes on, you will. You can always turn to the video as long as it's up for now. Okay, don't take it down and put it straight on my Patreon. We can also follow Patreon, the Yoruba Goddess Chaotic or the goddessuniverse.com. I believe is the Yoruba Goddess Chaotic. But yeah, go there and speak freely. I don't have to speak in code. And, certain people speak a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Because of these things. And if you want it, just direct straight talk like I love to do, which is my preference. Join my Patreon, interact, engage, shoot an email on my website, the-goddessuniverse.com, or use a goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. That's official email. But yeah, out of your mind, stop judging the messenger and receive the message. Those with that are busy judging the messenger with ad hominems, things of that nature. Those are people that probably do not deserve to receive the message or are not who the message is basic for them in that case because they're too busy being distracted. So they continue being distracted. For those of you that are receptive of truth, you know what I'm saying? And knowing who you really are, we can continue. Yeah, so I'm getting information from oh, also thank you for sticking by me because I was off social media for a good 5 years. So imagine being back on social media after 5 years because you're doing research, developing your business and completing your master's of business administration, master of home security, and also acquiring your certificate information system auditor license. Okay. But anyways, and that's what I like to do. I specialize in solutions, all sorts. Okay. When you specialize in solutions, you're looking for the truth. And that's what I want to spread across to all those people that have you melanin and all the people that support people that have you melanin and trying to tear us down and things of that nature. But again, this is the souls of our youth so that they have some pride within themselves. They'll know that they're capable of doing what any other person can do. They don't have to receive their medals last after, certain people that don't look like them are are getting the medals placed in their necks. Like, come on, blatant, just blatant. So for young women like that, and young women that like me have my mentality, because one thing you're come to learn as you're, going through your life journey is that the harshest thing that you kind of have to learn is when you get, I guess, betrayed by those that resemble you, because that's when you really wake up, because you start learning this not about who people actually look like, but rather their mentality. Okay, that's a big joke key. All right, so let's get into this. NIH, that's the National Institute of Health, documented research. So, okay, so this is just to go back to the beginning. So I'm getting this from the National Center of Biotechnology Information from the National Library of Medicine, and the publication date originally was 2014, November 7th. Okay, and the published final edition was January 9th, 2015 in Photochem Photobiology. Yeah, but anyways, so anyway, so as we go down, so I guess the topic is called, the title of the manuscript is, and it's by Nassim H. Nasty and Laura Namirs. Loving the name. Okay, snaps the name. Okay, Nassim H. Nasty. I love it. Love it. Anyways, invited review MC1R, eumelanin and pheomelanin, their role in determining susceptibility to skin cancer. So I'm using this so that we can kind of extract the melanin information and the pheomelanin information and the eumelanin information. U just means E in front of anything just means good. The good melanin versus, But anyway, we'll get into that. So studies like this just really help point out the importance of melanin. So abstract. Skin pigmentation is due to the accumulation of two types of melanin granules in the keratinocytes. Look, you have to bear with me here. This type of science is not the one I normally just go to. I'm more into IT, tech, information technology, but all of it works together. So, anyways, keratinocytes, I think, besides being the most potent blocker of ultraviolet radiation, UVR, the role of melanin in photoprotection is complex. This is because one type of melanin called eumelanin is UV absorbent, whereas the other pheomelanin is photo unstable and may even promote carcinogens. Wow, or carcinogenesis. Genesis. Ah, look, okay, my overnight, my excitement, share this to you all. And ESL, English being my second. Look, okay, I stumble over words at times, all right? And I'm just coming to you guys with this straight off the dome. I was like, wow, I do need to share this with you all, and why not now, huh? But anyways, whereas the other, the other, okay, pheomelanin is photo unstable. And okay, let's just read into all the codes that I'm coding without coding it. Okay, just read into it. Okay, if you understand, you understand. Period. So let's read that one more time. Let's just start all over, okay? Besides being the most potent blocker of ultraviolet radiation, okay, UVR, the role of melanin in photoprotection is complex. This is because one type melanin, eumelanin, is UV absorbent, whereas the other melanin, the clear people, pheomelanin, is photo unstable and may even promote carcinogenesis. Skin hyperpigmentation may be caused by stress or exposure to sunlight, which stimulates the release of alpha melanites, melanocytes. stimulating hormones. Alpha melanocyte stimulating hormones from damaged keratinocytes. Ugh. Mel- Melanocortin 1 receptor, MC1R, is a key signaling molecule on melanocytes that respond to alpha melanocyte stimulating hormones by inducing expressions of enzymes responsible for eumelanin synthesis. Persons with red hair have mutations in MC1R causing its inactivation. This leads to a paucity of eumelanin production and makes redheads more susceptible to skin cancer. Apart from its effect on melanin production, the alpha melanocyte stimulating hormone slash MC1R signaling is also a potent anti-inflammatory pathway and has been shown to promote anti-melanoma immunity. This review will focus on the role of MC1R in terms of its regulation of melanogenesis and influence on the immune system with respect to skin cancer susceptibility. Okay, let's do it. Introduction. Skin, the largest organ of our body, is organized in the two primary layers of epidermis and the dermis. But wait, let me just pause and state one more thing, what I'm saying, while I'm coding, but not coding at the same time. Okay, one more thing here. I'm just gonna just remind you of what I stated in the beginning. Remember, though, there's a group of people that may think they own the word they. Let's just, well, or maybe there's several people, but anyway, we know who I'm talking about. Maybe possibly, who knows? If you get it. But so bring it back to your foreign. But anyways, imagine the Jetsons. Whoever remembers the Jetsons, that cartoon, that was my child. Meet George Jetson, his boy Alvo, daughter Judy, Jen, his wife. Okay, boom. Imagine us. Imagine we're supposed to be at that level right now in society, but because people stole information that did not belong to them, which was written in code. You see IG upside down. You know what I'm saying? In the crib, on a lot, all of that. It's a lot of metaphor, like code that certain people, group of people that stem from who knows, ancient Egypt, ancient Syria, all those things. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? You have code embedded in your DNA that you just understand wholeheartedly without you having to be told what it is because you just innately know it because it's in your DNA. Well, what if there's some people that instead of the original people having that information so that we can be at the level of me, George Jetson? Imagine some stupid people stealing your freaking, I don't know, astrophysics, all your highest forms of science and stealing it and then utilizing it in a practical manner when it's not supposed to be. It's not literal. You know what I'm saying? It's metaphor. You know how people in certain communities uh that are melanated field, you know what I'm saying? You know how we never talk, make them nicknames for things, all sorts of things that we just get it automatically. There are people that will take those things. They'll literally try to meet you at the crib, like baby's crib, and do all sorts of degenerate things because they're interpreting something that's never been for them. And that's why if you follow me and you remember when I edited their video and I was talking about the corrupt governments, and I can talk I have story times about my matrix jobs and stuff like that we could definitely go into comment down below, okay? Including people using the N-word, you discriminate against people because of their ADA needs and all of that stuff, okay? But anyways, yeah, so imagine being your family's passed down knowledge, just put it like that. Or so let's call it your DNA. Let's imagine that they encoded things for you to know, for you to be able to get to a certain place in life or be able to just be free, let's say, or out of certain area or certain planet or whatever. And because certain people were so just say certain people were so dumb that they by stealing certain things that will make them become smart, and it didn't happen that way. But we're now seeing the result of it. And when people make mistakes, they tend not to want to admit, so they just keep going downhill. You see what I'm saying? Instead of trying to course correct, because okay, let's say if you did steal when they stole the information and things of that nature, tried to flip everything around, right? Let's say if they were actually trying to, learn from those things instead of just utilize it as a tool to control people, it actually tried to learn from those things, may have become a little bit wiser to kind of, mitigate the effect of their stupidity upon the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? So they would have learned if they actually tried, which some of them did, because certain things kept getting unlocked. Shout out to Nicoletta. Hey, education. Some people back in the day did not even have more than a fifth grade education. Okay, and were inventors that we still study today. So what it's not about how much you study, because if you don't know certain things in a particular area, all your education is basically useless and going to the wrong side of history, baby. So that's why I'm like, there's no amount of flex anyone with however many degrees can do, especially because I've done that. They're done that when you come from immigrant parents and immigrant background from, the US. Yeah, you're gonna hurry up, get what you need to get as far as degrees, because that's nothing. All I gotta do is learn some stuff and regurgitate it and be able to, enact it when necessary. Oh, easy. When I'm coming from mud roads and mud house and stuff like that, please, that's nothing. We don't even have welfare in Africa. Like, please, okay? That's what we're looking at. So it's like, okay, come here, ground running, period. Buddy. So they can hurry up and get the survival tools out of the way, meaning, be controlled by like a job and things of that nature and school. Just hurry up and get out the way so that you can do what you really want to do. So help satisfy the ancestors by activating your brain. By activating your brain, you become more in touch with your higher self. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully you're more with yourself as well if you're learning from the proper source. So you have to very much be, you know, careful where you're getting the source of information, because some source of information want to keep you, know, not free, whereas some source of information want to get you free, unlock that knowledge so that you continue being free and share that with others. But anyway, I digress. But imagine the spit people of the world controlling you because your ancestor and your DNA is just so divine that they wouldn't even imagine that people would be able to have such such tendencies. Okay, such I want to say barbarianism because it's those same people that are twisting things around that are calling people barbarians, possibly, which were the actual barbarians themselves. So you really have to be careful which side of history you're on and where the source of your information is coming from. Okay. So again, so as we get to know each other a little more and like touch on these more serious topics, we'll begin to understand why when people. Okay, so I'll relate to one other a narcissist, and I don't like to utilize certain words because I know that the general or mass of society understand those words, so that I don't have to start definition. I just utilize what everyone commonly knows and understands is what this is. So that's I might not like utilizing words like narcissist, blah blah blah. But sometimes I utilize certain words just hurry up and get my point across. So another example would be narcissist. For some reason, I don't know if you all know this, but narcissists do not like it when peace is raining. Okay, so like let's say if someone was in a household or whatever, and anytime there was peace and people trying to get along, narcissists would not like that because maybe who knows, their tactics be exposed, and there always has to be some tension, something's not settled, so that not everyone will get along at the same time. So maybe they're they won't be exposed one or another. See what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but I don't know if anyone else has experienced that with a narcissist, but yeah, type down below. But anyways, so let's say another example is, or another way to see it as a narcissist knowing that they're wrong, but they'll never meant to be wrong like a normal person would. Once they find out they're wrong, they're like, "Oh, crap, let's this is what went wrong. We're sorry about this, and hopefully, we can continue to redeem something like that." No, no, no. These people want to go down in flames, literally go down in flames because they're not going up. Period. Okay, they'll be reincarnated. Okay, just no. This is more of a spiritual, aspect video. So if you get it, if you don't, you don't. Take the sticks and throw out what don't. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you have to. So people often, especially not, I equate those people that took knowledge didn't belong to them, and utilized it wrong because they weren't smart enough to code what needed to be decoded. Because you know what I'm saying. You should have done that in the first place. So anyways, the men that society will ever. You know what I'm saying? We try to gain the validation of the women, the society they took from, period, while trying to uphold the woman of their meagers or their weak ass society. You know what I'm saying? Which, if you think in current day about it, you'll see that the two weak links of those particular societies are ones that actually marry each other most. But let's not get into that. That's a whole nother topic. We're talking about dose and melanin and things of that nature. But I can go on any single tangent at any time. So now that you know that I speak on all these topics, comment what you would like me to cover in depth a little bit more. And so to the back to the article. You see what I'm saying? Back to the article, because look, I have to encourage those that look like me and come from where I come from and understand the things I understand from, or at least have mentality is similar to mine. Because now it's time to come together. Now the time to speak the truth and put dignity and integrity and fill it back into our people for sure. But anyway, so back to the National Institute of Health report, or a paper about this skin. So, introduction: skin, the largest organ of our body, is organized in two primary layers, the epidermis and the dermis. Since epidermis serves as a point of contact with the external environment, very biological and physical characteristics of this layer determine its ability to resist repeated exposure to various damaging environmental stimuli, like ultraviolet radiation, UVR, the carcinogenic action of UVA, which makes up approximately 95% of terrestrial UV spectrum, is mainly through indirect damage caused by the generation of reactive oxygen species, ROS, while UVB which makes up less than 5% of the terrestrial spectrum, is a potent mutagen that directly alters nucleotide structure in DNA. Therefore, many endogenous mechanisms have evolved to protect, decrease, and/or repair UVR mediated damage. Some of these mechanisms include increasing epidermal thickness, cytokeratin, and suprabasal layers of keratinocytes, normal shedding of the epidermal squamous layer, DNA repair activity, apoptosis of damaged cells, enhanced activity of antioxidant enzymes, and last but not least, skin pigmentation. Skin pigmentation is due to the accumulation of melanin granules in keratinocytes, which act as a natural sunscreen that potently absorbs UVR. But some people don't have that, thereby blocking its ability to penetrate into the deeper layer skin where proliferating cells reside. However, its mechanism of photoprotection is more complex than a simple correlation of photoabsorption. Melanin is also a potent antioxidant and free radical scavenger. Further, melanogenesis is enhanced after UVR exposure and thus might have other roles as well. Epidemiological studies indicate that light-skinned individuals from Fitzpatrick scale type 1 and 2 are more prone to UVR induced damage and tumor formation than darker skinned individuals. The percentage of the two types of melanin pigment, eumelanin and pheomelanin, is also important in establishing the susceptibility to DNA damage and tumor development. This review will highlight the importance of different melanin types and their role in development of skin cancer, particularly melanoma. So understand that darker you are, the less susceptible you are to these damages. So imagine if you're not even black at all. If you don't even have, I'm sorry, if you have zero to no melanin at all. Oh my God, how scared you would be in this world, right? Especially now that radiation is just coming on fiercely and us, melanin people just basking in the sun, like, yes, yes, yes. Can you imagine how jealous some people may be of that? Oh my God, especially it can't do nothing about it. Can you imagine? Okay. So I'm just gonna put that out there. So as I go along, so now melanin topic. Skin pigmentation has considerable cosmetic importance. Okay, period. The the mechanism of skin of production of by melanin is not fully understood. Okay, but it is among the most important factors of UV sensitivity and melanoma. Melanin is ubiquitously found throughout the animal kingdom, except in urchinals, and usually serves in protection against environmental stressors. Although melanin is present in epidermal keratinocytes, it is not synthesized in these cells. This function is performed by melanocytes, which are abundantly present in the lower layer of the epidermis and a lower frequency in the dermis. Pigment produced by melanocytes is transferred to keratinocytes cellular through cellular organelles called melanosomes and occurs with the help of melanocytic dendrites. In fact, a single melanocyte can transfer melanin to as many as 3 keratinocytes. The close contact with keratinocytes sites lead to the tight regulation of melanin synthesis and can be dictated by subtle variations in the keratinocyte homeostasis. The synthesis of melanin takes place inside melanosomes following transfer of the enzyme tyrosinase, which oxidizes tyrosinase to dihydroxyphen dihydroxyphenylalanic dopa and to the dopaquinone, dopa and DQ, DOPA and DQ. Okay. So synthesis of melanin takes place inside melanosomes following transfer of enzyme tyrosinase, which oxidizes tyrosin to dihydrophenylalanin and to dopaquinone. Okay. Look, this type of science was not my expertise. We they move, okay? We still gonna understand it, okay? Because you can have transferable knowledge from one area to another. But anyways, further modification together with formation of protein complexes eventually result in melanin deposition. Sorry, yeah, deposition onto a fibrillar scaffold composed of modified PMEO17, also known as GP100 molecules, and important marker of melanocytes. Large bioaggregates composed homo or hetero units of phenol or melanin compounds are formed by oxidation and cyclization of the initial substrate, tyrosin. Melanin can be classified into two basic types: eumelanin, pheomelanin, and neuromelanin, brain. The function of neuromelanin, which is found in the brain, is not clear and will be reviewed here. We will focus on the skin melanins, eumelanin, which is prevalent in individuals with black and brown hair, and pheomelanin, yellow reddish, which is responsible for red hair and freckles. Both melanins have a common organization of repeating units linked by carbon bonds. However, the pigments differ from each other in terms of chemical, structural, and physical properties. Period. If you're not starting to understand where I'm going with this by now, look, your confidence should just keep increasing, and I'm reading as best as I can that these words. Okay, and this is the first time I'm kind of been through the whole thing. I'm like, okay, so we're doing it together. Okay, it has to be done. Pheomelanin and eumelanin. Eumelanin, EU means good. Okay, anyway, pheomelanin consists mainly of sulfur-containing benzothiazine and benzothiazole derivatives. Down below. Okay, boom, boom. L-cysteine is the chief source of sulfur and is therefore essential for the pheomelanin synthesis. Eumelanin, good melanin, on the other hand, is extremely heterogeneous polymer comprising of 5 and 6 dihydroxidol, dihydro, dihydroxindole, okay, or 5,6 dihydroxindole 2-carboxylic acid. Okay, DHICA and DHI. Period. Look, I got to let my people go. I got to share it with my people whether I can pronounce it greatly or not. Period. But here you see in the screen. So figure one. So benzodiazole and benzodiazine. It says figure one. Benzodiazole and benzodiazine are the building blocks of pheomelanin. They polymerize to form pheomelanin. In case of eumelanin, this is the down here. Hey, the fabulous one, the fabulous that one. In case of the eumelanin, 5,6-dihydroxindole and 5,6-dihydroxindole 2-carboxyl carboxylic acid shown in B polymerized to form eumelanin. The structures were drawn using chemistry. Okay, great. Okay, synthesis and regulation. I'll stop soon. I just want to get down to the get down. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, and you guys can read them a little bit later. Period. I just kind of want you to start getting a little bit more, confidence and pride in yourself. Okay, people that have to just go ahead and look. People that have to control people and think there is any superiority to anything are the most insecure and selfish and evil type of people there is. Are people that are trying to control people that have been trying to control people from the dawn of time. They're the most sensitive, weak people that are in existence. Okay? And they have to make you believe their narrative. Because guess what? You're such a good people that you couldn't possibly believe that anyone could be lying. So now that other people be lying, now you can reclaim power, step on your history, understand that yes, they are jealous of you because they have to continue sticking on the earth where you can shoot up out of here, okay? Okay? You are a light body. There are portions okay, there we're gonna go to did I finish reading this? Well, anyway, you get what I'm saying. But you know what? I wanna read it some more. So let me go. I know that was a whole tangent, Imma go back to it, but anyway. Synthesis and regulation. Do I even wanna go through this and read it? Okay. Synthesis regulation. Biosynthetic synthetic pathway for melanin and melanin have been well characterized over the years. Tyro tyrosine is a common precursor for both eumelanin and pheomelanin production. It is first converted to an extremely reactive intermediate dopa quinone (DQ) by the action of the enzyme tyrosinase, TYR. Tyrosinase enzymes are found in almost every species on the planet. However, the sequence and length assessment shows that they are highly heterogeneous and diverse. All tyrosinase are highly conserved around the active site. Mm. In fact, the overall understanding of tyrosinase has been possible by analysis of the catalytic properties of mushroom tyrosinase. All tyrosinase use copper as a cofactor, but substrate specificity but substrate specificity can vary between species. Tyrosinase are bifunctional enzymes that catalyze the hydroxylation of minophenols and subsequent oxidation of divos- diphenols to quinones. The rate limiting step in the melanin biosynthesis was to be the conversion of tyrosine to DOPA, and then and then its further oxidation to DQ. For many years, dope was thought to be an important precursor in the melanin biosynthesis. Inside the melan inside the melanosome, the DQ cyclizes cyclizes to form leukodopachrome. Okay, and and it spontaneously converts to an orange color intermediate known as dopachrome. So from leukodopachrome to dopachrome, as shown by in vitro studies, dopachrome loses its carboxylic acid, forming 5,6 dihydroxydol DHI, whose polymerization forms eumelanin. Okay. Recent studies have shown that DOPA is not only produced initially from tyrosine, but is also produced by the reduction of DQ and fed into the pathway. Dopachrome can also be rearranged by enzymes called tyrosine related proteins 1 TR1, TRP1, and tyrosine related protein TRP2, also called dopachrome totalmerase DCT, to form carboxylated intermediate DHICA. It was demonstrated that tyrosinase, along with two tyrosinase related proteins, form a multi enzyme complex within melanocytes, facilitating their physiological interactions and disruption of one of the enzymes due to mutation severely affect it was demonstrated that tyrosinase, along with the two tyrosinase related proteins, form a multi-enzyme complex within melanocytes, facilitating their physiological interaction and disruption of one of the enzymes due to mutation severely affects pigmentation. Okay. So this kind of here. Should I increase the screen? Anyways, kerat ugh, keratinocyte, melanocyte. Okay, look, I gotta send it out. Figure two. Biosynthetic pathways involved in eumelanin and pheomelanin. TR, TYR is involved in both eumelanin and pheomelanin synthesis. TRP1 DCT, also called TRP1 and while TRP1 DCT, also called TP2, are only involved in eumelanin and pheomelanin synthesis. So let's read that again. TYR is involved in both eumelanin and pheomelanin synthesis, while TRP1 DCT, also called TRP2 are only involved in eumelanin synthesis, not pheomelanin synthesis. Synthesis of eumelanin requires high O2, higher oxygen 2 consumption than pheomelanin. The structure of the structure were drawn using chemistry MC1R, melanocortin 1 receptor, A ASIP, a GOT signaling protein, alpha alpha melanocyte stimulate hormone. Okay. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. So as you can see, it takes a higher frequency. Okay. Okay. Is required for synthesis of melanin. Okay. So if you don't know, so your melanin is a hot is worth more than gold, sweetheart. It's worth more than money, gold. And the people that have reversed everything on this earth, okay, have reversed the teachings, have reversed all the books, have reversed everything, right? They know this, and they were fine just getting the money. They were fine selling their souls for money on earth because guess what? This earth is where they're stuck. As far as us, you melanated, fabulous individuals, we, you know what I'm saying? We can still, you know what I'm saying, do what we have to do on this earth and be free on this earth. But guess what? Not only can we be free on the earth, we can also be free afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But some people are not. Some people will be trapped and then continue coming back. So some people, that's why I'm saying the source of your information is very important because the source of some people's information and some people's lineage and some people's DNA, yeah, they are stuck here. They're gonna forever be reincarnating, especially if they don't tell them their people the truth. You know what I'm saying? So not only are the people that have lied to the whole of the earth basically, not only they've lied to themselves. They've lied to themselves. So the people that are of them that have the mentality kind of us, they are the ones that okay, people have stolen things. They're the ones that are actually smart that will actually look into the things that were stolen and try to really understand it. And those people are also going to be mad at those that were lying to everybody because they didn't own up to the truth. They have been lying because they didn't want to admit that yeah, we were stupid enough to steal something that we were too stupid to decode. So it was no point in us stealing it because we couldn't use it anyway. Now we have now delayed society. We have now delayed the world centuries because of our stupidity. And instead now it's like it's like when your child is trying to fix like your break something or no, spill some let's say your child takes, I don't know, your beeper to their school because they wanna show it off. Let's say we're back in the 90s, and they bring back your beeper, but it has scratches on it, and, it has to be reformatted and all these things, but your child doesn't know that. So now you get back the stolen you get back the beeper, and now you have to reprogram, reformat it, and all that stuff when it coulda just been left alone, you know what I'm saying, in first place. That was a horrible example, but you know what I'm saying, it's coded as well. That's a coded story, but anyway, everything is is coded, but if you understand anything I've said to this point, I definitely appreciate it. Imma stop it right there. Um, you see where I got this information from is NIH, okay, the National Institute of Health, and this is the National Center of Biotechnology Information and the National Library of Medicine. And I used to show you how you can research, and it might not even be directly related, but some very critical information, you know what I'm saying, can be extracted from, you know, certain research. And you have to really be careful about the narrative and make sure that the science is backing up the narrative. If science is not backing up that narrative, maybe getting your information from the incorrect source as relates to you. That's why knowing thyself, knowing who you are, is very important. That's first step. If you want to know the other step and all these things, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I kind of want to also go into, we're going to take the Bible a little bit. No, let's not go there, but I just wanted to share this as well. Hold on. Mhm. I hope you guys still see it. But let's look at the Gospel of Paul. Let's kind of you'll see there's a difference of people. Okay, so this Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 12, the King James version of the Bible. Let's just read. Let's just read. You start to, if you're understanding where I'm going, kind of you start to see some things. Everything is interconnected, by the way. And yeah, go grab my book, Pick Business Hotline Rehab, Cover Center, touches on all this stuff. Okay, right? So it's not just like you know what I'm saying. Yes, at face value, it seems very things get deep. Okay, things get deep, deep. Okay, so but you can allow someone to land their points first, whether you agree with it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Second Corinthians 12, and it's Paul speaking, I believe, and that's expedient for me, doubts to glory. I will come to visions of revelations of the Lord too. I knew men in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell. God knows. Such and one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew Japan, whether in body or whether out of body, I cannot tell. God knows how that he, how that he was caught up to in paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not unlawful, which is lawful for men to utter. I, I can read the way speaker. I'm sorry. Of such and one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool. Period. Okay, some people desire to be decided to fool. For though I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool. For I will say the truth, not but now I fear least any man should think of me above that which he sees me to be, or that he hears me. And least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelation, though it was given to me as thorn in the flesh. The messenger of Satan to buffet me, least I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord Christ that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, I therefore will I rather glory in my infirmity, the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in approach, in necessity, persecution, distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. I am come a full of glory. Ye have compelled me, for I ought to have been commended of you, for in nothing I am behind the very chief apostles, though I be nothing. Truly, the signs of apostle were wrought among you in all patience and signs and wonder and mighty deeds. For what is oops, for what is for is where in ye were inferior to other churches, except it be that I myself not burdensome you. Forgive me, forgive me this wrong. Behold, third time I am ready to come to you, and I will not be burdensome to you. For I will seek not yours, but you. For the children ought not to lay up for the parents, but parents for the children. And I will very gladly spend and be spent for, though more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. But be it so, I did not burden you. Nevertheless, being crafty, I caught you while gal. Did I make gain of you by any of them who I sent unto you? I desire Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus take a gain of you? Walking we not in the same spirit? Walked we not in the same steps. Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto ye. We seek before God in Christ, but we all in things dearly loved for your edifying. For I fear least when I come, I shall not find you as I would, and that shall be found unto you, such as you would not, least there be debates, envying, wrath, strife, biting, whisperings, swelling, tumults, and least when I have come, again my Lord will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness and fornication and lavishness for which they have committed. You guys, I'm sorry that was a little bit rough, but that had to be read. It was my bones, so I had to do it. But thank you guys for joining me. If any of this was helpful, if you understood where I was coming from with any of this, comment below. If you have anything insightful to impart, we definitely appreciate that. And I hope you were able to get some, confidence and some courage, and some aha moments, and hopefully, you know, if you want me to touch on more things or expound on anything, let me know. And no, I don't have my aligners on right now. Because I just ate before I came on and did this one. But yeah. So yeah. I just want to share a little bit of that with you all because I like jokey play because I'm just getting a brand up and running. So you're gonna have to see all sorts of all sides and personality. But the thing about it is some people know how to put a lot out and still not put nothing out at all. A bunch of story times, a bunch of stuff that I would love to share or with you all. But once I start seeing a strong community building, I would definitely love to do that. But on my Patreon, goddessuniverse.com, support me, y'all. Like, stop. What are you waiting for? Don't be too judgmental to support. Okay, you know me. You can just block everything today and then keep moving. Like it's kind of like Moses. I'm trying to bring y'all with me so y'all can at least understand at least increase your conscious level. So that would be nice. Even if that is the only thing that happens, I'll still fine with that because guess what? My who knows, my few kids or whatever, they'll be able to access this information regardless, and that's really who it's for. My generation, my DAs, my pools, anyone else can, benefit from the knowledge and hopefully utilize for good. Okay, that's a whole nother story. But anyways, I'm rambling. You know how I feel about that. So yeah, thank you for joining me. And until the next one, bye. The-goddessuniverse.com, the Yoruba God chaotic, specializes in solutions of all sorts. Your awareness coach, pick me awareness hotline, recovery center, founder, owner, all of that, trademark your stuff. If you want a video on trademark, be right, all of that because I've done it successfully, what, 2 or 3 times now. Okay, so yeah, just let me know. And also, I run my own website, so if you need help with that as well, I have all those services. So just contact at the-goddessuniverse.com or use a goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. So use goddess, YOUZAI goddess at the-goddessuniverse.com. And yeah, you can always shoot us an email and please support. All right, thank you. Bye.